remember, he told his team. We want to rob the bank before they know they've been robbed. Stealth is... The bank exploded! Dollar bills fell from the sky like flakes of...
We're happy more, we're having fun. The train ain't even left the station. I once was blind, but now I see. Have you left? Please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't wanna know. I took my drugs and took my love and went right out of the spot. I left the party with the party marking X on the door. She calls my phone up, but I told her I'm a loner. She likes my watch and my drop top and my persona. Be my full time, baby, I will call. Hurry. Love will ring for eternity. The waves will break every chain on me. My bones will bleed, my flesh will flee. So hell my life must frame to be.
So, who's the lucky guy? His name is Ryle. We met about a year ago. What about you? Married? Have a girlfriend? I do, actually. Her name is Cassie. We've been together almost a year now. I'm really glad I got to see you, Lily. I will say, I kind of wish this could have happened a year ago.
Been locked up for 264 days. I am not insane. I am not insane.
The world tried to crush you,
I am not insane. I am not insane.
and you refused to be shattered.
Not insane. I am not insane. I am not insane. You just touched my leg. And nothing happened.
Let them fuel the fire that keeps you striving.
I am not insane.
Idiots are highly flammable, love.
Here are 5 books I read in just a couple sittings because I could not put them down. I cannot believe I only just recently read Sharp Objects. It is such a good thriller, so twisted, and better than Gone Girl. Say what you want about Colleen Hoover, Verity is a page-turner. It's a thriller, it's a dark romance. I couldn't put it down. Okay, The Hunting Wives infuriated me. I hated all the characters. Their decision-making made my blood boil, but what can I say? I could not put this book down. You is definitely a what the hell did I just read book. It is so creepy, but so good I couldn't put it down. The Push is a psychological thriller dealing with a mother-daughter relationship. It is so good. Forget a couple sittings. I read this one in one single sitting.
She got big old titties. I said goo goo, goo gaga. It is.
So why did my mind immediately go to a second chance romance? Hear me out. They break up, but they don't want to lose their money on the vacation, so they still go. Everything's fine until one night they go to this beach bar, and this guy comes up to her and he's like, hey, wanna dance? And she's like, okay. But before she can stand up, he like grabs her thigh and he's like, no. She smacks his hand away and runs to the beach, but he follows her. And he's like, what the hell? Are you just gonna act like I'm not here with you? And she's like, newsflash, you aren't here with me. And he's like, oh, and whose fault is that? And she's like, yours. He's like, you broke up with me. And she's like, I broke up with you because you treated me like a roommate, not the woman you love. And he looks at her, he's like, you don't think I love you? And she's like, no. He's like, I love you so much that since the day you broke up with me, I have not left the house because I'm terrified you'll come home and I won't be there. I love you so much that I pull up my Instagram every single night, look at your picture, and I tell you I love you because the idea of not saying those words before I go to sleep makes me sick. And I love you so much. I am here on a vacation trying to win you back. And she's like, you want to win me back? And he goes, give me one more chance. And she looks up to him and she goes, one more chance. And then he kisses her.
Un pacchettino bellissimo da Newton ed è tutto rosa, io so già cosa c'è dentro, ma lo apriamo insieme perché ogni tanto è bello fare degli unboxing anche qui. Se solo riusciste ad aprire queste maledette bustine, vi faccio vedere perché ne vale assolutamente la pena. Abbiamo 2 sticker con i 2 protagonisti, è una capra, è un gatto, perché c'è una capra e un gatto, non lo so, ma lo scopriremo. Post-it abbinati, una molletta bellissima e ovviamente il libro. Facciamo finta che sia solo un gioco. Ora vi dico di cosa parla. La nostra protagonista è Adeline, che è tipo una super first girl perché gestisce una squadra di calcio. Tutto molto bello finché non va un video virale di Adeline dove lei inveisce contro la mascotte. Il padre, che è il proprietario della squadra di calcio, la spedisce in un paese sperduto della Carolina del Nord a gestire una squadra di calcio di bambine che lavorano in tutù. E hanno come animali domestici delle caprette, quindi ora ho capito perché ci sono le caprette. A aiutarla c'è il coach Cameron, che, raga, ovviamente è il nostro love interest. Questo libro è un slow burn, forced proximity, enemies to lovers. Sold, sarà la mia prossima lettura.
I read 81 books in 2022, and these are my top 10 in no particular order. Starting strong, we have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I have never read a book that has made me feel the way that this one made me feel. It felt so real. It was so good. Next, we have Archer's Voice. This is just a perfect small-town romance. There's so much more to the story than just being a romance. It was incredible. I have bawled my eyes out to this book, in the best way possible, of course. A Court of Mist and Fury. This one I think is self-explanatory. This was by far my favorite book. Malibu Rising. Again, nobody can make a book feel so real like Taylor Jenkins Reid. I felt like I was loving these characters like I knew them personally. Ignite Me. The whole Shatter Me series was kind of the best thing to ever happen to me, but Ignite Me specifically, one of my favorite books of all time for sure. The Song of Achilles, the most heartbreakingly beautiful book I have ever read. Not a day goes by that I don't think of this book. The Shadows Between Us. This is by no means a perfect book, but for me personally, it was perfect. I have read the bad reviews, I know the criticism, and I just don't want to hear it. It's perfect in my eyes. The Cruel Prince series, which I'm counting as one book because I read them all back to back to back, and I can't tell you where one book stops and the next one starts. It's all just one big book to me. Amazing, beautiful, perfect. Vow of Thieves. I think this is an unpopular opinion to like Vow of Thieves more than Dance of Thieves. It was slightly a little bit better in my opinion, and I loved it. It's everything that a fantasy romance should be. Last book is the Mindfuck series. There is just nothing like this series. I'm also counting this as one book because the length of the books is short, so it's pretty much one book. If someone would have told me I'd be reading about a killer and rooting for her, I wouldn't have believed you. But this book does that. So those are my top 10-ish books of 2022.
got a huge